Story 1. Two pet ducks. You may be tempted to get one, but you need two. You will have about $76 left over. I am fully humbled by the awards, kind friends. Story 2. An additional monitor will dramatically increase your productivity. Story 3. I use a nasal irrigation kit, either an electronic pump or squeeze bottles. I started using both in the weeks leading up to my sinus surgery and have continued using them since. Takes some getting used to, but the sense of relief and cleanliness is remarkable. Story 4. The AeroPress coffee maker cured my wife's $200 per month Starbucks habit. The unit costs about $25. Story 5. Houseplants make you happy when you care for them. I recently bought a Venus flytrap. Caught its first fly today, and I am so proud. Story 6. A rice cooker kept me fed during depression when I barely had the energy to get out of bed. Takes almost no effort to add rice and flip the switch. Want something sweet? Add coconut and sugar. Want flavor but cannot be bothered to cook? Make Spanish rice or saffron rice. You can add tofu if you need protein. It may not be the healthiest option, but hot food is better than no food. Story 7. A new pair of socks. If you've been wearing the same ones forever, as I usually do, there's nothing like putting on a brand new pair. You can really feel the difference. I never realized it until I was an adult, but now I always appreciate the feeling of new socks. Story 8. I bought a $1 back scratcher from an Asian market in town. Best $1 I ever spent. Story 9. A decent light wake-up alarm that completely changed my mornings. I don't think I could ever go back to using my phone or a simple alarm. Story 10. If you have trouble waking up or functioning in the morning and enjoy a cup of coffee or tea, an electric kettle with a timer can be a real game changer. If you do not already own one, consider buying an electric kettle. Story 11. Vertical mouse. $20. It saved my wrist when I used it at work all day. It looks odd but feels much more natural. Several coworkers bought one after trying mine. Story 12. A glass breaker on a keychain. Push it against a car window and it shatters immediately, allowing you to escape from a submerged car or through a broken door. Very inexpensive and life-saving. Story 13. In my opinion, a weighted blanket is a good option if you have a hard time sleeping at night or experience anxiety. Target currently has some for $25. Story 14. Motion sensor night lights. I cannot tell you how many stubbed toes or falls they have prevented. They also serve as a cheap intruder alarm. Story 15. It may sound simple, but a good pillow can make a big difference. You will be amazed at how your aches lessen and your sleep improves when you have one that fits you. Story 16. An air compressor to inflate your tires. I bought one from Amazon for $30. Story 17. If you have a large lawn or a property that requires a lot of yard work, get a pair of 3M work tunes. They cost about $50 and are a combination hearing protector and Bluetooth headphones, so you can listen to music without damaging your hearing. They make a good gift for anyone with a lawn or a wood shop. At my old house, mowing and trimming the property was a 4 to 5 hour ordeal. I probably would have gone insane without them. Story 18. Step 1. Throw away all your socks. Step 2. Buy 3 to 5 packages of identical socks. Step 3. Enjoy never having to match socks again. Story 19. Fitted sheet straps keep cheap sheets from popping up at the corners. Now I can use soft sheets that do not cost a fortune, and my sleep is undisturbed, greatly improving my quality of life. Story 20. A good shop vacuum is indispensable. You will not believe how many uses you will find around the house. Use it for cobweb removal, water removal, gravel removal, vent cleaning, soot trap cleaning after a thorough scrub because it is likely dirty from other tasks, car vacuuming, and dust removal. If you plan to buy a home or already own one, get a shop vacuum. Story 21. A basic skincare routine. I'm talking cleanse, moisturize, and sunscreen. If you are adventurous or in need, use a topical treatment for acne or other concerns. It improves self-esteem and becomes a form of self-care. It's easy to forget to take care of yourself. Story 22. Lighthearted, but a pressure cooker. You can get one for around $100, and it can easily cook a genuinely staggering variety of food well. Note, today I learned there are 3 types of people who use pressure cookers: those who cook food, those who make bombs, and those who use them to sterilize items. Story 23. A dash cam for your car can protect you from wrongful claims, vandalism, and theft. Story 24. A good showerhead. I cannot stress enough how a high-quality showerhead can turn getting clean into an utterly zen 30-minute self-healing relaxation session. Edit. Okay, clarification. I do not shower for 30 minutes every day. Modern rain shower heads use very little water, and I only have about 15 minutes to get ready in the morning, so this is a rare treat I allow myself once or twice a month. I appreciate the loving comments. Story 25. I am a 24-year-old male. I bought a book online about structured query language for $25 and then a course on Udemy for $11.99. I went from a job earning $35,000 to $55,000 because I took time to learn a new skill. If I end up staying and become a higher-level analyst, the salary is around $70,000 to $75,000. Data analysis may not be your gig, but learning a skill can be inexpensive in money, more time-consuming than anything, and worthwhile. Story 26. A good chef's knife and a cast iron skillet make cooking more satisfying, turning it from a chore into a hobby. With better tools, you will eat healthier, spend less than on takeout or restaurants, and stop using a dull Walmart knife and a scratched non-stick aluminum skillet. If you are wondering what to buy, consider a Victorinox 8-inch or 10-inch chef's knife and a 10-inch Lodge cast iron skillet. In my opinion, these offer the best quality-to-price ratio. Those choices should leave room in the budget to pick up a $2 honing steel from Goodwill and a large butcher block cutting board. If you use the honing steel regularly, a good knife will go a long time before it needs sharpening. A good sharpener is important, but if you only have $100 to spend today, you can wait to buy one as long as you have a honing steel to maintain the edge. You will need a sharpener eventually, but not immediately. I will also take another look at carbon steel skillets. Story 27. I bought my E&O hammock a year ago and have no idea what I did without it. You can set it up anywhere, and it encourages you to go outside much more. Story 28. A passport. It depends where in the world you are. Where I am, it is less than the equivalent of 100 United States dollars. Story 29. Silk pillowcase. I got a silk pillowcase because I have very long hair down to my butt and it keeps it from tangling as badly overnight. Story 30. A cookbook. Not a fad celebrity book, but a real old-school family cookbook. The best one I ever found was at a garage sale. It was a 6-inch thick ring binder, full to the brim with yellowed pages, some with stains. It honestly should have been a family treasure, and I got it for $20. Hundreds of family recipes with easy-to-follow handwritten notes. I am sad I never met the grandmother that this book once belonged to. Thank you for the upvotes and comments. It is nice to read about other people who have found similar old cookbooks. This is my biggest post ever. Thank you for the awards and votes, you made my day. I now have a project to scan and upload the book. A few people asked, so I shared my favorite recipe from the book. These are amazing and disappear quickly. Story 31. As a Canadian, it is really upsetting to hear about all the things that can supposedly be bought for $100 in other places. Story 32. Meat thermometer. No more cutting meat open to check doneness and lose juices. Story 33. A good everyday carry pocket knife. I use mine several times a day. Story 34. A slow cooker. A Kindle or library card. A juicer or blender. A donation to adopt a pet from an animal shelter. Printer. Story 35. A kitchen scale completely changed my food consumption because I could easily measure portions. I learned what portions actually should be, not what people in the United States often treat them as. Using that and MyFitnessPal, even the free version, helped me lose 120 pounds over 18 months and develop a much healthier relationship with food and eating. Very simple tools but powerful for creating real, lasting change. Story 36. A folding wagon we keep in the car lets us bring groceries, camping gear, and other items into the house in one load, the equivalent of 5 trips by hand, effortlessly. Story 37. I upgraded my box spring and pillow and bought a sound machine before lockdown. I've had more solid sleep and my days have been much more pleasant. I live with anxiety and post-traumatic stress disorder and use cannabis medically through proper channels. As father of 3 with a 4th on the way, life is compounding with internal mental health issues. To be honest, each of these 3 things will improve your sleep and change your days ahead, not to mention potential medical benefits. Each of these items costs under $100. Story 38. Get a desk for your laptop. Using it on a bed or elsewhere is not as good as using a desk. Also get a comfortable chair. Story 39. Prescription contact lenses. I didn't realize how many people would want to know where to order. My fastest option is OptiContacts. They will deliver in a week or less. Lens.me is another option with more exotic brands, but they take much longer because they ship from Dubai. Neither asks for a doctor's prescription. You manually input your prescription. Story 40. A rice cooker. My mom always said that having single-use appliances is a waste of money and space, and as an adult I generally agree. No quesadilla makers, donut and cake pop machines, and so on. I spent almost 10 years boiling rice on the stove and often messed it up. It should be simple, but for me it just wasn't. Bought a rice cooker on sale and oh man, life changed. It even has a steamer basket, so it is not technically a single-use appliance. Perfect rice every time, and you can set it and forget it until it's time to eat. It frees up a stove burner, and meals where I cook rice now feel a lot easier. I'm willing to die on this hill. Story 41. A collar you can fill with ice cubes to help keep you cool. I do a lot of outdoor digging work, and this probably saved me from heat stroke. Cost only $20. Story 42. A good set of cookware. Whether it's pots and pans or a good chef's knife, every investment I make in my kitchen increases my quality of life. I feel a few people are being deliberately negative. If you honestly do not think you can buy good cookware for under $100, temper your expectations of what good means and check Amazon. If you want a full set of decent pots and pans, a ceramic set is available for around $85. Ceramic cookware is what I learned to cook on. It's not perfect, but it's much better than Teflon or Teflon-like coatings. If you prefer cast iron, Lodge is a reliable brand. They have a 10-inch cast iron skillet on sale for about $15. Pair that with a Mercer chef's knife for about $45 and add a Dutch oven. Lodge sells one for about $40 with good ratings. Those 3 tools will last a lifetime if cared for, and you can make shepherd's pie, pizza, fresh bread, soups and stews, stir-fry, and almost anything else. Tip: even if a piece is pre-seasoned, season it again. Do not use soap on cast iron. Scrub it under hot water, heat it on the stove to evaporate moisture. Then, when it cools, rub a thin layer of cooking oil over it with a paper towel. Story 43. The right shampoo and conditioner. I'm a dude. I use a super girly-looking brand called Love Beauty and Planet. My hair is glorious, and I love running my hands through it. Other people like putting their hands in my hair too, generally women. Products marketed toward women are often superior in many ways. Men avoid them because the men's sections are filled with bears, wolves, and trees representing cheap, college-era smelling products marketed as 12-in-1 body, hair, dish, clothes, and car wash. Hair is hair. Choose products marketed toward people who care about their hair. Be the beautiful man you were meant to be. Edit. For those who want to know, my shampoo is Love Beauty and Planet Sulfate-Free Argan Oil and Lavender Shampoo, and my conditioner is Love Beauty and Planet Argan Oil and Lavender Conditioner. I used to use Aussie conditioner, which worked decently but felt oily. Edit 2. I have straight hair, but the curly girl method community on Reddit has great resources. Sulfate-free shampoo is where it's at. Edit 3. I am seeing many recommendations for mane and tail. I am tempted to try it. Edit 4. Apparently there is an 18-in-1 soap. I thought 12-in-1 was absurd. A Reddit user, Gilfaniel Elbereth, recommended Dr. Bronner's for consideration. Story 44. A pull-up bar. Edit. Thank you so much for 3,600 upvotes. This is the most I have ever received. If you want information on how to progress, Please see the comment by Coltsfan10395 below. His information is very useful. Story 45. I bought 8 meal preps for someone for $96. It helped them through a hard time and gave them hope. They just got their own place and can now comfortably afford all their meals. Damn it, I was going to cash in this good karma in real life, not for fake internet points. Story 46. Paprika is a recipe app with corresponding software for your personal computer. It is a miracle. You can download recipes from websites. The app extracts the ingredients and instructions and removes long, irrelevant anecdotes. You can add ingredients to your grocery list directly from a recipe, create meal plans and menus, and share access with another person provided they also purchase the app and use a shared login. It has changed the way I plan meals, shop, and cook. Story 47. Instant Pot. Seriously, I love my Instant Pot more than my first slow cooker. It changed summer cooking for me forever. So many comments and questions. I get all my recipes and food ideas from YouTube channels, too many to mention. I bought the Zest Pot because it was cheaper. I use it mainly for casseroles, chili, rice, and pasta dishes. It gets so hot here that I prefer not to turn on the oven. Story 48. YouTube wants you to think the answer is YouTube Premium. Story 49. I use a Brita filter pitcher and reusable bottles. I cut out most drinks except water back in October, and we were going through more than 2 cases a week. It was expensive, heavy, took up too much space, and was such a waste of plastic. I bought a Brita pitcher from Walmart for about $18. We fill it 2 or 3 times a day, and everyone has their own water bottle now. When quarantine started and bottled water was hard to find, we were fine. There were so many benefits to buying the Brita pitcher that I wish I had bought it years ago. Story 50. A used greenhouse. Growing plants in a greenhouse is one of the most rewarding things ever. You can raise so many amazing plants in there, and working in the garden is great for mental health. Probably saved my life. Caring for plants and making them thrive gives me purpose. Story 51. A PSO right. Many people are not aware of the psoas muscle and its role in tying the body together. A great deal of lower back, glute, and hamstring pain stems from a tight psoas, as well as pain in the abdomen and upper back. The list goes on. The psoas is a muscle that runs through the core, tying the hips to the upper abdomen, making it the literal crossroads of the body. PSO right is expensive for a seemingly easy-to-recreate piece of plastic, but my goodness. I have been involved in athletics my entire life, bodybuilding and powerlifting since I was 18 and am now 26. I am a big fan of stretching, rolling, and using lacrosse balls on my back and feet and so on. When my roommate ordered it and it arrived, he told me to lie on it as low and close to my hips as I could and to breathe. Slowly at first I lowered my psoas onto this device and felt immediate pain as a lifetime of use, abuse, and neglect were all suddenly addressed. Pain, then it got easier, so I went a little further. In a matter of maybe 3 minutes, I literally felt like a changed man. I cannot recommend it enough. We brought it on vacation and let our friends try it. The reviews were all the same. This hurts, it is uncomfortable, laughing, this is terrible, oh wow, my back does not hurt anymore. Actual lifesaver. Edit. Clarification on the role of the psoas. Story 52. Your first mechanical keyboard will be affordable, but the second will cost more than 100 United States dollars. Story 53. Heroin. Edit. You just said life-changing. It does not need to be a good thing. Story 54. A real lava lamp. Not the glitter kind. It's a great stress reliever to watch the balls of wax rise and fall while I try to fall asleep. I turn it on, and my brain knows it's time to relax. Story 55. This may be obvious, but a tongue scraper helps. I brush and floss regularly, yet my mouth still felt yucky a few hours after waking up sometimes. A tongue scraper is great. Scrape your tongue when getting ready in the morning and after eating. It can make your mouth feel fresher than mouthwash. Add it to your brushing routine. It costs about $5 to $6 and goes a long way for oral hygiene. Story 56. A library card. Edit. Dear Redditors asking about this. Did you miss the 4,000 responses below? Story 57. Cut-resistant gloves for chopping food. Upper Back Posture Corrector, Rescue Car Escape Tool. The book How to Take Smart Notes by Sonk Ahrens. Organize Your Knowledge, incredibly useful for programmers, scientists, and others. The book Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. Insight into the Meaning of Life. The book Emotional Intelligence by Daniel Goleman. Understand where your emotions come from and learn not to let them control you. Pulse oximeter to monitor blood oxygen. External Universal Serial Bus Drive. Back up your data. Follow the 3-2-1 rule. 3 copies of your data on 2 different storage types, with 1 copy offsite. Pour over coffee maker and burr coffee grinder for fresh coffee anytime. Daylight lamp for winter to combat seasonal affective disorder. Traction cleats for shoes to avoid slipping on ice and breaking your wrist. Food scale. It is invaluable for calorie tracking. Put your plate on the scale, zero it, then add each food and record the weights so you can log what you eat without measuring cups. Story 58. A gym membership helped me lose 15 kilograms and regain my self-confidence. Definitely life-changing. Story 59. Exfoliation gloves are inexpensive, about $3, and they have reduced much of my acne. I feel like my skin is actually clean when I get out of the shower. They are thin and dry easily, unlike loofahs and similar products. They are probably not good for sensitive skin, but I love them. Story 60. Gentle Sirs, buy Gold Bond powder and apply it to your scrotum. It feels like someone is lightly blowing on your scrotum even on a hot day. I promise it will blow your goddamn mind. Story 61. It was completely free to pick up a naloxone kit from my local pharmacy. When I called to arrange collection, they scheduled a free one-on-one training so I would know how to administer it in the event of an overdose. Being in university and having parties at our place made it seem necessary to have one just in case. I never had to use it. Story 62. You never realize how useful a flashlight is until you have one. Story 63. Electronic toothbrush. You think your teeth are clean? They are not. Holy Jesus, it's amazing. Story 64. 100-foot Ethernet cable. Technology has not yet improved to the point where wireless communication is as reliable or as fast as wired connections for large downloads in gaming. Wireless is adequate for anything you would do on a smartphone. Story 65. For people with breasts, a very good bra that looks great on its own or under almost anything, fits well, and is comfortable enough to wear all day does exist. Such bras are available even for busted people, including myself. They require an investment, but you do not need to pay more than $100. Story 66. A lot of good comments already. As a guy, I will add a decent shave kit. I use a Merkur safety razor. The handle costs about $40. You can find cheaper ones online. My go-to shave cream is Truffit and Hill. It costs about $25 to $35 for a tub, but it works very well and the scents smell natural rather than like perfumed chemicals. A tub lasts 6 months or more, so the cost per shave is not high. A brush can range from $10 to about $1,000 if you are into that. Mine was about $25 and does the job. Nicer brushes have longer, softer bristles, while some prefer coarser bristles for a bit of exfoliation. You can find a perfectly acceptable brush for about $25. A shaving scuttle provides a warm lather. If you shop a bit, the total can be under $100. It turns shaving from a chore into an enjoyable part of the morning routine. Blades cost about $0.15 each, so if you currently use a Mach 3 style cartridge razor at about $3 per blade, it pays for itself in the long run. Story 67. A solid knife. You never know when you are going to need one. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.